Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Johanna. For those of you who are new here, welcome. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. In today's video, we are doing day 8, I think it's 8, of Poetspice's 12 Days of Christmas Cheer. And if that is of interest to you, please stay tuned. Okay, recap. I know, guys. I know. I am working out of Opal's Moments Wholly for Yourself, typically known as Forest Girl number 3. I did split the page into 12 sections. I am using the 12 brands of pencils that I have and just testing to see which pencils I like in this book. This is the page that we're working on. Yeah, 7 was the last one we did together. So we are going to do 8, and I think we're going to do this one right here, finish up the row. Yahtzee. And I will be using my Castle Art pencils. Now, like a month ago, I think it was, I did buy the 72 count set, but that's actually still in the tin. I haven't moved them to a case. And so we're going to just use the ones I do have in here, which are these here. I did buy 2 different sets from Amazon. I think there were like 24 pieces in the set. And we're just gonna actually, before we pull any pencils, let's do some things. I've got an 01 micron and I have the 5 so that we can put the number 8 down. And in the picture right there, these are picture frames. So we're going to do something very similar. And so I wanted to take the 01. I think I actually have an even smaller one than this, but it was tucked away. Okay, well, I totally could have used a ruler on that. And so we're just going to add our own artwork. And then we'll add some trees. That composition doesn't make any sense. Okay. And we'll do 12 days of Christmas. Oh, we need a picture here. So let's just do a mountain with a big rock and a little house. Or maybe some trees. And that'll be good enough. Okay, so now let's pick some pencils. We've got the wall, we've got the tree, we've got the furnace, this is a dresser, and then we've got the pictures. Okay, so they're wood frames, so we'll want the same color wood for this and the dresser, so that makes it easy. We want some yellows and some golds and some oranges for the wall. And then we're going to need some green for the tree, and then he's kind of orangey yellow. Oh, and we'll need some black and grays. Okay, I think we can manage that. Now this is another set that I can tell by how blunt it is that this is not sharpened. That can be problematic. And I know that it can be problematic, but I also know that I am not sharpening anything. So I'm just gonna deal. I know. If I were going to sharpen, I would have done it off camera. Clearly I haven't done that. So clearly it's not getting done. Okay, so we're gonna just pull some things. And if you hear it in the background, it is quite a rainy day. It's storming. We've got a storm watch going on. And so if for any reason the electricity goes out, because that's my biggest fear as of this point, then I will finish this section off camera and then just show you the completed. I just realized that I could have done that the whole time, but I've liked coloring with you guys on camera. So yeah. So let's see, let's take all of these colors first and see if we can match up with the wall. Now the barrel or the pen tip and this tip don't seem to match up. Yeah, because that's definitely more cream than the capped end. I think that's what it's called, would suggest. Oh, and I kind of totally skipped over it. So this is Poetspice's 12 Days of Christmas Cheer. So for the first 12 days of December 2021, myself, Poet, and a bunch of others, they're all linked below, are doing something by way of either Christmas or holiday themed. And so definitely check out their channels below. And so this will run through December 12th. And I'm not sure what section we're going to do for that final video. But at the end of all this, we'll have a completed page. I don't know how I like these. Again, I should have sharpened them. I know that some pencils definitely work better when they're sharpened, but I don't want to do that on camera with you guys. It's currently Monday, December 6th, and I am on my lunch break. And so we're just going to deal. The color, however, is pretty good. I'm going to see if I can darken that up. That's definitely pulling more of a reddy brown. But I think it's going to be okay. And I'm going to blend these two together. Because I'd rather have it a little bit dark between these than there be a light line, because I'm not going all the way to the top there. And I normally don't color like this where my hand is all the way at the base of the pencil, but I do want to keep this rather light, and that kind of forces me to, because I can't press really hard, although this is awkward and it kind of hurts my hand. But also it does make it the easiest for you guys to see because there's not as much shadows. Okay, so that looks good. We'll do some orange down here. Okay, I kind of like that. And I bought these Castle Art pencils really to round out, because I think at that time I had only had, and I say only, ironically, I had only had 11 pencil sets. And I know that sounds ridiculous. For some people, 11 is a ton. It's like 10 more than they have. And then for others, 11 is just a drop in the bucket. But I wanted 12 because then something like this is just a lot easier than dealing with 11 pencils. Because I have done a few pages with 11, and at the time, the pictures I selected kind of worked. But it's harder to do in an odd number like that. And so that's why I picked these up. And I think it was Coloring with Kay who had said these work really well in the Rita Berman books. Now my brought funners, which we have yet to use, are still some of my favorite pencils, but I have to say these are pretty good as well. Okay, I think, well now let me see if I can get something that's more yellow. Nope, that's the yellowest we have. Yeah, I think that's all right. It looks better with these than it does with that one. And I think that one, because there is no orange that's going down. But it works. Okay. So let's add some brown to the frames. Now this small one right here, I'm not going to try to do any kind of shading. So I'm going to press rather hard. I think that looks nice. I'm going to come in here. This actually might have been better in the line there. Oh well. Yeah, it burnishes out nice so that I'm getting a nice effect. Again, it's not something I always do because it does fatigue my hand quite quickly, but it's working. Okay, I'm going to skip because I'm going to put that down on the front piece. And then I'll come behind and add some darkness. Although I may want to do like a more chocolatey brown. When you see people doing coloring, they usually do something similar to this, where they'll take either 2 or 3 colors, and they will give the piece some tone so that they're not, well, maybe they are, but I'm not necessarily trying to make this look full-on 3D. But just by doing that little bit there, it does make it look less two-dimensional, less flat on the page, and that's good enough for me. Okay, and let's come in with the chocolate brown. And again, same thing as I did with the other. I'm not going to worry about layering anything and just pressing really hard. Although maybe in the edges here, I'll leave a little bit. And you'll see why in a minute. And let's come with this. And kind of clean up the edges. Something I haven't been talking about, and I haven't noticed it much, but I'm not getting a lot of dust, if think that's what people call it. I do get a little bit, and that's why I'm always brushing the page. I know I shouldn't do that because the pencil can actually smear, but clearly I'm not one going for perfection. I actually like how that looks. That looks actually kind of good. Okay, so let's go with a light pass of this. I'm too lazy to turn around and look at the pencil case if there's more browns. So I'm just going to kind of layer. It's such a small space, I can't tell if they're layering well or if they're blending. And in my mind, those two things are different. Blending creates a new color. Layer, it just sits on top. It gives it like a slightly different tone. Maybe I'm thinking about that all wrong. Okay, well there's that. Let's add a light wash of this on here. And under here. And then come in with that reddy brown. And color in a different direction. And I'm not burnishing this one as much as I did there, and you can certainly see the difference. And that's what people mean by burnishing. You're really pressing into the page. It's a smooth page, so whenever people talk about tooth, that's what they're talking about. And when you burnish like this, you can get it to a point, and I've talked about this before, where you just cannot add any more color. It doesn't matter how hard you press. But just like with Joanna Basford paper or any really slick kind of paper, if you change the direction of how your pencils are moving, then you might be able to add more layers without doing the burnished effect. And that can be twofold. It can either give you a different texture like it does here, or it can just be a lot easier on your hands. So I'm just going to add some darkness with this, and it just brings some more dimension. Okay, so we're going to consider that done. Let's finish this up here. Let me use a gray. And I'm hoping what this will do is when I put the brown over it, it will just give it a different tone. It certainly does that. And this here, because I do want it definitely darker than the wall, but I don't necessarily want it dark. I don't want those things to look like they're floating though. Okay, let's see if we can add some orange in here. Oh, that looks nice. So for this, we're going to pull a little bit of blue for the sky. And here as well. I'm going to come in with the green. This might be too light, but it'll be just our first layer. And we'll come in with the mountain. Oh, I thought that was the bottom of the picture, but that's actually, okay, well, I guess all this is green now. I'm like, what is that a road? I don't like how it ends like that. Let's color these as well. Okay, so we've got 3 other greens. And the trees in the picture are actually different colored cones, but we're just going to leave all of these green because I've already started. And as you guys know, I do a dark color on the outside left. Make that one darker. And this is the one I kind of made janky. So I'm just going to put the different tones. And really it's just more for visual interest than anything else. And by rights, I suppose this should be more wintry, but that'll be harder to color. So again, another tone on the outside edge. I feel like, what's his name, Bob Ross? Happy little trees. Happy little trees. Let's get a little bit of yellow right in there, which is doing absolutely nothing. And then we'll come back and smudge all this together. Okay, to make a definition, let's pick a contrasting color. Again, that might have come out better had I used a ruler to make straight lines. But whoever the artist is in that picture that they picked up, that's their skill level. That's right, it's an artist thing. Now I'm just adding colors just to make it look a little bit interesting. It's not the focal point of the page, so I don't really care. Okay, I need to get a red, but I'll get that in a minute. Let's work on the furnace. We'll wash everything in a gray. These feel kind of weird, and not bad weird. They feel like a harder Prisma. Like my hands are hurting, but the pigment payoff is really nice. So I don't feel like I have to fight for the color. And I definitely feel like there's a softness, but not, and I don't have them, but I imagine this must be what the Prisma Scholars feel like, where they're better than a Crayola student grade pencil, but they're certainly not like their Premier pencils. So I'm just doing some shading. And I'm pretty sure I have grays and black in all of my other sets, so I'm not too concerned, but I don't want to burnish this in just in case I can't get a really inky color, because like already it's different from that tone right there. So maybe I'll try and get it a little darker. And then we'll use the gray that I put earlier as the highlight at the top there. But let's see if we can at least get that amount of saturation. So we'll actually need to bring in another color because I want these things to look different. So someone write it down. I put some brown on the black here. Notes, please. Notes, please. Okay. Yeah, I think that definitely looks better. And actually, maybe we'll make it a little bit more distinct by way of, because it's actually a kind of a lighter tone in the front there too. Okay, let me get the red before I forget. Okay, so we're just going to make this really easy. Color every other one and burnish that in. Okay. In fact, let's make the house red instead of that pinky color. And now we've just got that guy right there. So his antlers, we're going to do golden yellow. Wouldn't have thought that's what that color is, but okay. And then he's kind of orange, and we're going to go really light with him because I've got the rest of him to contend with. And I don't want to mangle his face. He does have a little darker up here. I'll just put some additional color. Oh, we still have the tree. Are you guys not seeing anything? I thought we were nearly done. Okay, well, we're done with him. And I don't want to use that mint green for the tree. I think it's too cool. Oh, we might need to, because this definitely seems too dark right from the beginning. Oh. Well, that did help. Let's put the red in before I forget, because there's some little balls, and you guys know how I feel about them. But then there's some big ones. And can put a little bit of brown just to darken them up a little, because I don't want to grab another pencil. Okay, let's come in with here. Okay, not quite an exact match, but I can deal. I just saw that there is a rung right here. Okay, is that all of the elements? The wall doesn't look that bad. It would look better. Okay, don't tell anyone. Okay, don't tell anyone. And if you just cringed at the whispering, me too. And even more so when I go and edit this. But I'm not taking it out because it's funny. Okay, see, that's better. But don't tell anyone. Like there's police out there. You fail, Johanna. Okay, well, since we're fixing things, let's come fix this over here. Okay, so that's the end of the door. We'll go all the way down, touch all the colors. Oh, I feel so naughty. I mean, it's my pencils and my book, but still. That didn't actually do anything, did it? Do you see a difference? I don't see a difference. Well, I mean, it's definitely more orange, although they're laying on top nicely. 4 was my Lumies and 6 was my Mondos. That might be good to know for future reference if I don't like the colors. Okay, that's the section we were working on. That looks too orange. Oh God. What? See, I wanted to avoid this. But it does look better. All right, we're gonna call it a day. We're gonna call it a day. Please don't tell anyone that I cheated on my page with my pencils. Don't tell the Lumies and don't tell the Mondos. Oh, and 6, wait, 7, oh, and the Amazon Basics. Wow, I cheated with 3 different pencils. Okay, cool. All right, guys, that is day 8. I'd love to know what you guys are thinking so far. I'm pretty sure we're gonna end with this piece on the 12th, and so we've got these 3, we've got that, and we've got that. I don't know why I want to call bingo, but that just seems like an accomplishment. And that's it for me for now, guys, and as always, aloha.